So, with the GDC also being done, I kind of wanted to go over some of like different metas that we've been in, and kind of look over and I mean reminisce would be one word, but go over different kind of metas that we've been in and kind of compare to what we're in right now, because I think what we're in right now is it's really weird. Because with this new Supreme Magnificent Battle fight, some of these fights, it's very strange. Excuse me, by the way. Like some of these fights are so weird. Like Trunks can be like Trunks is hard, but he can be attack debuff. Gohan hits incredibly hard, but just dies to Omega and can also be dodged. This fight can be dodged, but has a specific attack pattern, a very like a specific attack pattern. And then this is like a lot. And also all these are, well, these two are fairly short fights. Gohan, Goten, and Trunks, I believe, do have quite a bit of health. 800 million, 800 million. They're a little bit longer, right? But not like super long. I mean, once you get turn 4, you just kind of die to active skills. But then like this Gohan and Goten fight, Goten, and Trunks fight it's long. They have 2.1 billion worth like HP together, and then they also hit very like it focuses on a lot of like short term and long term stuff, and it's like this specific set of fights is just kind of all over the place. But I wanted to go over different kind of metas that we've been in, and like I don't know, just kind of rant a little bit. I kind of want to go over like what to me started like actual hard content in this game, and it's these two red zones. Now, I will mention like the fighting Legend Goku's, fighting Legend Vegeta. Awesome, right? Super Battle Road. Even like I think Super Battle Road is also like a great mention. But the issue with Super Battle Road right now is it's just stones, man. Like it is just stones. This Super Battle Road used to be like that was the hard content right there. That was the hard stuff. And then I think what happened is just a lot of units started coming out, and a lot of units, like I think like if they release a Super Battle Road that Omega can be used in, Omega just destroys any Super Battle Road he's in, right? And that's some of the issues that they've made with this specific event. Like I keep saying Ma Junior just destroys Super Battle Road. I mean, any AOE Broly just destroys Super Battle. And I mean, you could say like, oh, well, it's because some units are better for different things. Like, yeah, it's true. But we do have better short form content now. In the form of the new GDC fights, which I believe are right here. Yeah, the new GDC fights. Battle Hard Formidable Foes was like a very good sense of short like it was weird. It was like short form fights, but in a longer form of content. Because yeah, it was like they're like 4 or 5 phase fights, or sorry, well, 4 or 5 turn fights, not phase fights. They're usually 2 phase fights, but there's 3 of them in a stage. So it's like it's a little weird. Anyways, so to kind of go back, these two events brought such a crazy look into what Dokkan was going to become. Because I mean, they released this along with the 2 7-year LRs, and you kind of got a little bit further into these events, and it's like, okay, well, like these 3, General Rildo was like kind of hard. Cooler was kind of hard. And then 13 and Bojack's like, okay, Bojack's a little hard. And then you got to like Sin, and then this Broly, and it's like, oh my god, what the hell? And you kind of needed the LRs to help deal damage. I mean, like, the Broly fight was the hardest fight in the game by far. That going from 2 phases of like, okay, this is a little bit hard. The first phase of Broly not doing a lot, right? I mean, the stats look a little low right now, but you gotta think this event came out 3 years ago, right? Like we didn't have units that could survive this. Slot 1. Cancel dodge and guaranteed hit on a fucking AoE super attack is insane. And the only reason they did this disable evasion stuff is because of Caulifla. The tech Caulifla. So, and then if you survive this phase, guess what? You go right into another phase where, guess what? You can't dodge, and he has two 1.2 million damage super attacks. Which, again, does not... Like, we have bosses hitting normals this hard. But we also have units that are able to tank twice this. Right? And also the amount of HP. 50 million HP. Like, fucking... Take any GDC LR into this event, and it just... The active skill just kills it, right? But not the point, because they didn't exist back then. This event is what started this chain of just great events coming out, and like great difficult events, I should say. I didn't bring up like the other red zones because I would say they weren't really meta defining. Well, actually, I will mention the Dismal Future one because of this specific fight. This fight was so hard at the time because you like the 2 anniversary units that we got was a standby revive unit that had to build up damage reduction and attack, and then one that was complete ass, right? Just dog shit. I mean, this fight had AoEs. It was lowering attack, reducing damage, high damage reduction, and then like once you get past this, it's like, oh my god, 30% raise on attack right here. Basically a 2 million super at the time, which not a lot of units were surviving that. Not a lot of units were surviving this either, turn 1. And that's the other thing too, is like, like looking at it, that's 1.2 on turn 1, and then we go back to Broly, it was 1.2 at the very earliest turn 4 or 5, right? It's insane to think about. This is a good mention, because this specific Zamasu fight just reigned terror for so long, it felt like. But then we got a little bit further after the 8-year anniversary, and 9th year came along, and they released this event. And I mean, Gogeta and Beast were just menaces. I mean, this is long. This is a long fight at the time. You know, we're talking, you know, about 150 million worth of HP, 200 million worth of HP, which at the time was a lot. Then you have to go fight these 2 last faces of Gogeta at the very end. One of them which seals AoEs. One of them also does double supers. I think that's what that is. I think double supers for 2 million, and then basically this is a 5 million super attack because of this. And you know, Beast Gohan having you know, locking this, supering in slot 1 basically every single time with this. Like these are hard fights. But we also had we had Beast Gohan at the time, and Beast Gohan was one of the best units in the game. Actually, at the time, he was the best unit in the game by a mile. And I'm just kind of rambling, but I'm also like trying to get in some of the facts of like the units that were released at the times of when these events came out. Also matters to me a lot. So, like I said, you had these red zone fights, and another thing is I don't remember the 7th year after the anniversary. I don't remember a lot of the units that year being fantastic for red zone, except for Vegeta and Trunks. It was like Vegeta and Trunks, Cooler, and then Tech Carnival Goku. Like when the worldwide celebration and then Tanabata happened. Obviously, kind of like red zone was like this. These specific red zone fights were kind of poo-pooed on. But then they did release the Wicked Bloodline one, right? For the Cooler celebration, and you had the Metal Cooler Core, which was a very strong fight at the time. Not gonna get super far into it because I'm already at 10 minutes, so I kind of want to get past it a little quicker. But with the 10th anniversary, we got these 3 events right here, and I'm gonna say this. I mean, this might be. I would say this is a cold take, but I think the 10th anniversary did probably the best job at releasing so much different kinds of content. And the units that were released with said content also were good in both. I mean, Battle-Hardened Formidable Foes was a short form of content. And you might look at the 10th anniversary LRs and be like, oh, you get turn 5, you win. True, turn 5, you win. But in these, like, longer events, you can keep them stacking. And then it's, oh, turn 10, you win. But it's the same kind of concept. I mean, look at these two fights right here. These two, the blue Vegeta and blue Goku. 1.2 billion HP, 1.5 billion HP, dodge canceling, attack buildup. Always supers in slot 1, attack buildup with receiving an attack, right? Like these Goku being way harder than the Vegeta, but these fights are still hard. And I mean, yes, it's the last stage of these events. They're supposed to be hard, but I mean, look at the Universal Survival Saga as well. Like, this specific one was very hard, because that Jiren cancels dodge, and then you have this Jiren who crits, and then the Jiren before that who locks and does AoE normal. But it's a 5-phase fight. And even though these are like 1-phase fights, going through 1 billion HP is quite tough. Then you have these Battle-Hardened Formidable Foes, which I mean, if I remember, like, most of these were hard, right? Unless I'm crazy. Yeah, 3 million. Yeah, I mean, yeah. These were fairly hard. Let me look at movie edition 2. Yeah, some of these had 4 phases too, or 4 fights. I do know that like these last 2, I think, or really like this last 4, right? Yeah, these last 4 were also quite hard. I mean, 5.6 million damage on a super, 3 million turn 1, right? Like, and also having like lower, like these fights also had very unique effects to the boss, and not in a sense of, oh, they lock, oh, they AoE, but they have stuff like this, like damage reduction raised if there's a tournament participant category character present. Which, okay, I don't want to run tournament participants, I guess, in this event, right? And then it's a lot of other stuff like damage reduction rate raised before receiving 8 attacks. I don't know how much it says by how much it's raised, but he's already at 62, right? So he's gonna be tanking a lot, and then you obviously lower after you attack him 8 times. Like, they just had so many different kinds of boss effects in this. What was the movie one? Attack 100% when HP is 40% or less, so kind of like the Go Frieza one. Attack 20% when there's a Realm of God category enemy, or Realm of God category present. Attack plus 20% when there's a movie hero present. Defense minus 7% with each unarmed super attack received. See, like, they need to make more events with bosses like this. And this is my opinion. Now, granted, this he has 80,000 defense. So it's like, you're not. I mean, first off, crits exist. Second off, but they can release a boss with like fucking 50 million defense and then have this on it, make him incredibly tanky unless you crit. Right? I would love a really tanky, high defensive boss, even though it is kind of pointless with crits and how many units have like crit on their active skills and whatnot. It's You guys get what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I'm just reading all this too. I wish they'd add more to this. Like this event was so fun. I mean, to be fair, it still is fun. Is that, yeah, this is part 5. Okay, so like this, I mean, this is probably what the hardest stage, right? This specific Gamma 2 can crit you. More damage reduction with each Ki Blast super attack receive. Up to 20%, goes up to 80% damage reduction on a boss is kind of crazy. And like these bosses don't have a lot of health, but they just have a lot of like damage reduction, defense, a lot of cool effects. They really need to add more events like this. I love the short form content where it's like 3 or 4 phases, like 3 or 4 turns and you're in and out. Like my units are at 55%, most of them. Like most of my newer, or some of the Dokkan Fest ones that I have, right? So when I go into like this event, I always hear like, oh, like the fight ends like by turn 4, turn 5. Yes and no. For me, my experience. I can throw active skills turn 3, turn 4, turn 5. But like if I'm in the Rose fight, I'm just trying to hurry up and kill Zamasu, and then like the rest of my active skill attacks don't kill Rose. Rose can still sneak a super attack somewhere in the rotation and kill one of my units, right? So, but you know, that's just spend more money, I guess, right? But this event and then these 2 red zones with the, what was this one? Oh, with the 10th year anniversary, like these 3 events, it was just perfect. I think like the 10th anniversary was so good for events with these 3, because you had your long form content, short form content. Did they have anything else? 10th anniversary battle, which is like semi gimmicky events, and then festival. I guess I should mention festival because I didn't even think to mention festival. Fun fact, I actually just beat festival for the first time today. Very happy. I'm glad I got my 3 medium orbs. That was very awesome of them. But I see that some people don't want to consider this a fight, but I mean it should be worth mentioning, right? I mean, I don't run Vegeta and Trunks, the new Future Saga ECA. I don't run them in a lot of different events. I probably should. They are really good, but I mean they're the best unit in the game for this event, and that's something to consider. We're gonna get every time a unit is gonna come out and they stack, whether it's attack with the GDC units or defense with like why can't I think of a unit stacks defense? It's like, I guess like the exchange of the LR, the 10th year LRs. Like anytime we get a unit like that, we're gonna see, oh, are they good in festival? Are they good in festival? And then we're also gonna see, are they good in festival with Vegeta and Trunks? Right? Like that's just, we're gonna see that. And is it worth being good in festival? Yeah, I would say so. I think festivals, it's like a mix of fun and annoying. I like using it as like a how stupid can this unit get with Vegeta and Trunks? That's what I've been using this event for recently. Ever since I beat it, I did like two or three runs today. And I was just like, how far can I get with like stupid units stacking them with Vegeta and Trunks? And this is like, to me, that's fun. That is a fun way to pass time playing Dokkan. Is like just going to this event, just fucking playing the game, right? But now we get to the GDC, where the meta has shifted. In a very weird way, I should say. They released these 4 stages and then these 4 LRs. And these 4 LRs are pretty damn good in all these stages, I would say. Right? Yeah. 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 With their teams and whatnot. And then we get to this. This set of stages. And like I said, this fucking event is all over the place. Which is cool, but also, dude, why does my Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta die in this event? Why? I just want him to be good for more than 2 weeks. Oh my god, he's still good, still good. It's just I think I don't know what this is. I remember saying this about the GDC, about how this event feels so weird from the change of difficulty. Now with the units that were released, it's quite good. But even with the units that were released for like the Gohan, dude, I've seen Gohan die in this event. I pulled a dupe of Gohan. Of this Gohan. I pulled a dupe of Gohan. And he dies in this event. Because when you have a boss that gets 600% attack, granted, past 4th turn, which, I mean, you want to get rid of these guys first, and then go for this guy, which he has a 1.4 billion health pool. Right? So you're probably gonna see this fully built up, and 600% is 5 times the amount you're trying to see. So let's do the math, guys. 5 times 900,000 is 4.5 million. So he's doing a 4.5 million damage super attack, which doesn't sound like a lot, especially when he has to build it up. But when he's disabling dodge and critting on a boss, that's where the problems arise. And his normal's also hit for 1.5 million. If you guys are wondering about this. And then not only that, you have to worry about these guys first, because they're coming out the gate, 3.3 million damage super with, well, technically, oh, starting from the second turn. Okay, so 3.3 damage, 3.3 million damage on the super, and then next turn it goes up to 6.6, and then 9.9, and then 12.2, right? So, and not only that, their defense, if you're not critting these guys, they're gonna start tanking your hits, because they get 4 times the defense, goes up to 3.2 million defense, and like they have set actions. I don't know them. Right? Sometimes the set action shit doesn't even fucking matter. When yeah, cool, I know what they're doing. I still die on this rotation. We're in such a weird meta, and it's so strange going from this red zone, these red zones, festival, battle hard and formidable foes. Oh, and by the way, not to slight mention on some other events real quick. I think these 2 events where they kind of just make a very, very unique fight that's very hard, and then you get specific EX skill orbs, and then this is just another one of those, like, can't use items, but certain strategies work in certain, like, in these events. I think these are very, very cool, because they let you branch out a little bit more, or at least with this one, you can branch out a little bit more and use specific units to kind of cheese some of these stages, and it's kind of cool. And then I don't think it's the same thing with this one. You can't really cheese this, but it's just different. Like, these are just kind of different fights. Because I mean, like, this was hilarious. Seeing this it's just funny. At 12 million defense, huh? 77% damage reduction. Oh fuck! This is this. You see this boss on turn 2, by the way. Can crit you when you get him below. You're in 150 million HP. Yeah. Anyways, point of this video, we're in a weird meta. I made a video about kind of like predicting the future of the meta when the Rosé event was released, and man, I could not have been more wrong. They just simply just made harder events. And I can't even be like, oh, just run dodge, because you can't. You can't run dodge in this specific event. You can in the other ones. That's what I mean. Like, this fight's all over the place. It's so weird. I'm tired. It. What? Let me know what your favorite meta was. Oh, you know what? Shout out to Red Zone Kid Buu. Menace. Very menace. Crazy fight at the time. Very fun. Anyways, that's all I got. Like I said, let me know what meta you guys liked playing. And by meta I mean not like leader skill or anything like that, but like events, like the GDC, or did you like the 7th year Red Zone? Did you like Super Battle Road and fighting Legend Goku? Like, and I would go over everything, but like I said, I'm tired, and I already have a problem with just ranting in general. So, thank y'all for watching.